Dear students, in our last class, we discussed about SQL statements, structured query language statements, where we went with the joins, join operations, and of course the set operations, that is the union, intersect, and the difference. This is what we discussed in our last class. The set operations and the set comparison, like in, any, all. These are the operators exists. These are the operators we discussed in our last class. And in this class, let us have a discussion on the aggregate functions, group by and having clause. Aggregate functions, which are also called as the group functions, and the group by clause. What is a group by and having? Group by and having. This is what we are going to discuss in today's class. And coming to the previous class, a recap of the previous class, we discussed about the union operation, that is the elements of first set and second set put together, it becomes union operation. You are combining the elements of the first set and second set, that comes to union. The common elements of the first set and second set, it goes to intersection operation. And of course, you are hang except. You are hang except. Except is nothing but the minus operator. Except is a minus operator. That is, the elements which are available in the first set but not available in the second set are resulted. That is nothing but except. So we had a discussion on union, intersect, and except. And also we worked with some queries using join, by making use of join. Joining the data from the multiple tables. This is what we discussed. And also we discussed about the nested queries, a query within query, that is called subquery. A subquery, that is a query within query, is called subquery. And we had an example on the correlated subqueries, that is the outer query will be related to inner query. The outer query will be related to the inner query, which comes to the concept of correlated queries. And set comparison operation is done with the help of in operator, or any operator, and all operator. In operator, any operator, and all operator. These are set comparison operators. This is what we discussed in our last class. Now, in this class, in today's class, the outcome of today's class should be aggregate functions, group by clause. Group by clause. The purpose of group by clause, having, and null values. This should be the outcome of today's class. Coming to aggregate functions, these are also called as a group functions. In SQL, you are having two types of functions. One is called single row functions, the second is called multi-row functions. There are two types of functions. One is called single row functions, the second is called multi-row functions. A single row function is a function which works on individual rows. A single row function is a function which works on individual rows, which is called single row function. You are having aggregate functions. The aggregate functions are those functions which works on group of rows. The function which is applied to the group of rows is called as an aggregate function. Under functions, you are having the single row functions and multi-row functions. The multi-row functions are also called as the group functions, or sometimes it is referred as an aggregate functions. And coming to these group functions or the aggregate functions or the multi-row functions, they will be applied on multiple rows, not on individual rows. They will be applied on multiple rows, group of rows. On group of rows, the aggregate function works. In this class, we are going to experience what are the aggregate operators or the aggregate functions. These are also called as a group functions, or we call it as a multi-row functions. SQL allows the use of arithmetic expressions. And SQL supports 5 aggregate functions. There are 5 aggregate functions. One is called count. Another is sum, count, sum, average, max, min. These are the standard 5 aggregate functions. Count, sum, average, max, min. These are the standard aggregate functions which are being supported by SQL, structured query language. Count of A. Yeah. Count of A. Count of A. Count of A is number of values are there. How many values are there? A is nothing but it is a column name. A is nothing but it is a column name. It counts how many columns are there. It counts how many columns are there. That is nothing but it is a count. How many values are there? That is nothing but count. If at all you use the distinct, duplicates are eliminated. Duplicate values are not considered. Sum is nothing but sum of all values of a column of the particular column A. Let me say A is nothing but it is representing a column. Suppose if I say sum of mark 1, sum of mark 1, all marks 1 if you aggregate, what is the sum? Similarly, AVG, nothing but average, the average of that column. Max of A is nothing but the maximum value in that column. The maximum value available in that column is nothing but max of A. Min of A, the minimum value available in the column is nothing but the min of A. Dear students, you please try to memorize these functions. There are 5 functions which are called aggregate functions. They are count, sum, average, max, and min. Once again, I repeat count, sum, average, max, and min. Count, it counts number of values in that particular column A. Sum, it will sum up the values of column A. Average, it will find the average of the values available in the column A. Max, the maximum value available in column A. Min, the minimum value available in column A. Min, the minimum value available in column A. So these are the functions which we regularly use with the SQL statements. Count, sum, max, min, and average. Please, you try to memorize this. Count, sum, average, max, and min. Just a half minute. You please try to memorize all these 5 functions. Right. We work out with some queries using the aggregate functions. You observe here I am specifying select average of age from sailors. This is the sailor table. This is the sailor table. And of course we are having age. These are the sailor ID, sailor name, ratings and age. This is the age. I am saying AVG of age, average age from sailors. Sailors is a relation. In this relation, age is the column. This is the column. Age is the column. What is the average? AVG is a function. It is a group function or aggregate function. Select AVG of age from sailors. From sailors. So if you calculate average, the average it comes to 33.35. The average of all the sailors, the average age of all the sailors, average age of all sailors is nothing but 33.5. This is the average age. Yeah, you observe here how I am applying the group function. Average age of sailors. Select average of age. Age is the column from sailors. Then all these column values are averaged and it is being displayed. It is 33.35. That is the average. Similarly, I want to find average age of sailors whose rating is equals to 10. Whose rating is 10. I am putting a condition. Select average of age column from sailors where rating equals to 10. Only those rows whose rating is 10 is considered. Only those rows whose rating is considered. That is Jorba and Rusty. So their average age and Rusty's age is 35 and Jorba age is 16. 35 and 16. These two are being considered and they are averaged. Once again, you observe here, select average of age from sailors where rating equals to 10. Whose rating is 10 is considered where rating equals to 10. Only those rows whose rating is 10 is considered, their age is averaged. That is 35 and 16, 35 and 16. So it might be 51. 51 by 2, the average is 25.5. You observe these two queries. Just a minute, you please go through these two queries. The first one is average age of all sailors. The second one is average age of all sailors whose rating is 10. Average age of sailors whose rating is 10. That's the second query. Please go through the query. Just a minute. Let us proceed to the next query. Find name and age of oldest sailor. You listen to the question carefully, very cunning question. Name and age of oldest sailor. I'm going with a nested subquery. Nested subquery, that is a subquery within query is called nested. Find name and age of oldest sailor. Now you observe the inner query. You observe this portion. You just observe this portion. You observe this portion. Select max of age from sailors. Select max of age from sailors. From sailors, the maximum age. Maximum age is 63. You observe here, max of age. In age column, what is the maximum age? It is 63. From sailors. So you get output as 63. Here you got 63. It is 63.5. It is nothing but it is 63.5. You got 63.5. Select max of age. Max is a aggregate function. Maximum age. You are selecting a maximum age. The maximum age is 63. From sailor. From sailor you got age as 63. Now I want their name and age. Select name and age from sailors where age equals to 63.5. This is nothing but 63.5. I want name and age of the sailor whose age is equals to 63.5. Whose age is equals to 63.5. 63.5. Whose age is 63.5. His name and age, and hence you got Bob 3. Output is Bob 3. You can observe here your output is Bob, and his age. His age is 63.5. You please study this query. The question is name and age of oldest sailor. The sailor with maximum age. I want the name and age of the sailor with maximum age. I am finding the maximum age. And now I am extracting the name and age of the sailor whose age is equals to the maximum age. This 63.5 is nothing but maximum age. His name and age is being extracted. So you got Bob 63.5. The next query. We discuss the next query. Count number of sailors. How many sailors are there? The question is simple. Count number of sailors. Then you should say count. Select count of asterisk mark. Select count. Count is a group function. This is an aggregate function. Select count of asterisk. Asterisk means rows. How many rows are there? From sailors. From sailor is. How many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And hence you got count of asterisk. Count of asterisk. You got 10. The count is 10. Count of asterisk. Count of asterisk from sailors. It counts total number of rows. The total number of rows are 10. Please go through this query. Any doubts you ask me?
Sir,
count is a aggregate function. Yeah, tell me.
we add all the names, sir. If we say count of S name, what will be the output, sir?
No problem. So count of here instead of asterisk, I can use S name. Count of S name. Even then you will get 10. Count of S name, right? Even then you will get 10. How many names are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hence your output is 10. Asterisk you can use, or name you can use, or age you can use, or rating you can use, anything. It counts that. How many values are there? It counts. Right? I'm proceeding. If there are no doubts, I'm proceeding to the next concept. Find names of sailors who are older than the oldest sailor with a rating of 10. Listen question carefully, a trickish question. Names of sailor. I want names of sailors who are older than the oldest sailor with a rating of 10. Oldest sailor with a rating of 10. Now you observe carefully. With the oldest sailor with rating of 10. The 10 rating are with Rusty and Jorba. The rating 10 is with Rusty and Jorba. If you observe here, Rusty and Jorba are with 10 rating. Out of these two, the oldest sailor. Here this Jorba is 16 years. Rusty is 35 years. The oldest sailor is 35 years. What the question is, oldest sailor with rating 10. Rating 10 is there with the two. One is Jorba, another is Rusty. We're rating 10. I want the oldest sailor of these two. Oldest sailor of these two is nothing but one is with 16 years, another is with 35 years. So I will pick up Rusty. Now the question is names of sailors who are older than this Rusty. Older than this Rusty. And the age of those sailors whose age is greater than 35. I want only those sailors whose age is greater than 35. Whose age is greater than 35 is nothing but Dustin. Dustin is 45. His age is greater than 35. And Lubber, Dustin, you got Lubber. The Lubber age is 55. And here you are having Bob. The Bob age, the Bob age is 63. It is greater than 35. So I should get Dustin, Lubber and Bob. How we developed the query, we will study the query first. Let us study the query first. Select max of age from sailors where rating equals to 10. Whose rating is 10? I am selecting the maximum of that age. Once again, select max of age, maximum age I am selecting from sailors where rating equals to 10. Where rating equals to 10. The rating is 10. That is with Rusty and Jorba. Rating is 10. And out of these two, I am selecting the maximum age. Maximum age is 35. So this select statement is nothing but it is giving 35. The output of this select statement is 35. Now what I am doing, now this entire stuff is nothing but 35. Select name from sailors. I want names from sailors where age is greater than 35. Select names from sailors where age is greater than 35. Whose age is greater than 35? Greater than 35 is nothing but Dustin. You'll get the Dustin. Greater than 35 is nothing but Lubber. You'll get Lubber. Greater than 35 is Bob. And hence you'll get Bob. Output is a Dustin, Lubber and Bob. Dustin, Lubber and Bob. This is the output of the program. Yeah, you please study. Try to understand, analyze this query. Please study.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, we want to get names of sailors in the age between the maximum and minimum of rating 10.
Yeah, you use the same thing. Greater than this and you give an extension and operator and s dot age and s dot age and s dot age is less than that is greater than maximum, greater than this. Use the select statement. So you use that. You use another select statement here. Okay, you use select statement, another select statement. You'll get it. Extension. Here the age greater than 35. This is nothing but 35. And s dot age is less than whom? You specify that in a select statement, you will get it. Similar to the select statement, min of or something you use. The same select statement you use, instead of max, you use min of. You will get it.
Yes.
I'm going ahead with the next query. Group by. On common attribute will be grouping on common attributes. Group by, it is used to group on common attributes. In the multiple relations, if you are having the attributes, the common attributes, then we use group by. On common attributes, we group. That is a group by. Example. Let me say, in a database, you are having the students of all classes. I want sum of 5th class totals, sum of 6th class totals, sum of 7th class totals. Means I am grouping on classes. On particular attribute, you will be grouping and you will be applying group functions. That is a grouping. Once again, when you are having multiple rows and there are some common attributes, repetitive attributes, based on the common attribute which are getting repetitive, they are grouped. The values are being grouped with the help of grouping. We'll come out with an example. For example, there are salesmen. Some 5 salesmen are working for North Zone. Some 5 salesmen are working for South Zone. Some salesmen are working for East Zone. I want North Zone sum separately, South Zone sum of sales amount separately, East Zone sum of sales amount separately. Then you are grouping on area, because I am saying North Zone separately, South Zone separately, East Zone separately. That is, you are grouping on area. Similarly, based on some common repetitive attribute values, you can group it. We'll experience. Whenever we use a group function, there is a possibility of using having. So there is a group by and having clauses. There is a group by clause and having clause. The having clause is used when we use the group by. So on group, if we want to apply condition, we use having clause. We'll experience some examples. Only after grouping on grouped rows, if you want to apply some conditions, then you will go with the having clause. I'll show you some simple examples so that you can enjoy the concept. You observe this. Find the age of youngest sailor in each rating level. Find the age of youngest sailor for each rating level. I want only youngest sailor for each rating level. For example, here 7 and 7. Each rating level. 7 and 7 is one group. Rating 7 is considered as one group. From this group, who is the youngest sailor? 7 is 45. 7 is 35. So I want this 735. I want this 735. 745, 735. 7 is made as one group. The rating category 7 is made as one group, and the age is 35. Youngest sailor. Here it is 45. Here it is 35. So I want 735. 735. Youngest sailor. And 1. Do you have any more 1? No, you are having only 1. So 133. 133. And coming to 8. Here there is 1 8. It is 55. Another 8 is 25. Any more 8s? No. So in these two, the youngest category. In these two, in this group, the youngest category. That is 825.5. 825.5. You take 9. There is only 1 9 here. That 1 9 becomes one group. That is 9 is 35.0. Okay. And coming to 3. 3, you are having 2. These 3s are made as one group. In this group, the youngest. In this group, category 3, youngest. Youngest is 25.5. 25.5. I want an output like this. Common groups. The common ratings are to be grouped. The common ratings are to be grouped. In that group, I want the minimum value. The common ratings are to be grouped, and in that group, I want the minimum value. Here you hang 7 and 7. In this 7, the minimum value is 35, and hence I want 7, 35.5. In rating 7, 35 is the minimum age. In rating 1, 33 is the minimum age. In rating 8, there may be many sailors with rating 8, but in that rating 8, the minimum age is 25.5. 9, rating 9 is 35. In rating 3, in this 3 is one group. Rating 3 is one group. In this, you hang 25 years, 25.5, and 63 is another. Out of this, 25 is the smallest age, is the youngest age. I want like this. Find the age of youngest sailor in each rating level. In each rating level. Select S dot rating. I want rating and minimum of age. And minimum of age. Listen carefully. Select S dot rating and minimum of age. S dot rating and minimum of age from sailors. Group by S dot rating. Group by S dot rating. Group by S dot rating. Once again, I repeat. Select S dot rating and minimum age. Min of age. S dot rating. Minimum age from sailors. Group by S dot rating. Means similar ratings will be grouped. Group by rating. Group by rating means similar ratings will be grouped. From that group, the minimum age is picked up. From that group, minimum age is picked up. Once again, I explain you, please listen. Find age of the youngest sailors. I want youngest sailor from each rating level. From each rating level, I want the youngest sailor. From each rating level, I want the youngest sailor. Select rating, minimum of age. Rating, minimum of age from sailors, group by rating. When I use group by rating, 7 and 7 is grouped. From this, the minimum is picked up. The minimum is picked up. 1, no more ones. There is only one. And 1, it is 33.0. 8 and 8, this forms one group. The common 8 becomes one group. The minimum is 25. The minimum is 25. Minimum age. 9s becomes one group. There is only one 9. It is 35. And 3, coming to the 3, all 3s becomes one group. In this 3, the minimum is 25. So 25.5. This is a group by. On common attribute, you can group the values. Yeah, please go through this query once, see the output.
Sir, why was 10 not taken, sir?
Pardon? I'm not getting
In
your
rating
question.
we have two tens now, sir.
In rating, you are having 2 10s. Yeah, that is missing. You are true. The 10 is missing. In 10, 16 becomes hey, yeah, there should be 10 here. There should be 10 here. In 10, 16. Yeah, in the output, that is missing. In 10, the output should be here. What should be? Under 10, it should be 16.0. The 10 is a group, it becomes 16.0. It is missing. Okay. Right, I would like to proceed to the next query. Having clause. On grouped rows, if you want to check the condition, listen to my explanation carefully. On grouped rows, if you want to check the condition, we use having. On grouped rows, if you want to check the condition, then you need to have having. You have to here, find age of youngest sailor who is eligible to vote. Vote means the age should be greater than 18 years. So I want the sailors whose age is greater than 18 years. I want the sailors whose age is greater than 80 years. In those sailors, they should be youngest sailors in rating, each level rating. And at least 2 such sailors should be there. In each group, there should be 2 such sailors. What does it mean? We will see. Find age of youngest sailor. In each rating group, there should be youngest sailor whose age is greater than 18. Whose age is greater than 18 for rating level with at least 2 such sailors. In every rating level, there should be minimum 2 sailors. And from those 2 sailors, I want to pick up the youngest sailor from each rating level. If there is in a rating level, if there is only one sailor, you omit, you ignore. For example, you take 1, rating 1. There is Brutus. Here, any more 1 you don't have. You just ignore this fellow. In every rating level, there should be minimum 2 sailors or more than one sailor. Here, there is only one sailor. You ignore. You take 9. In 9, you don't have any more 9s are there. You don't have any more 9s. Here, this is only one fellow. If there is only one fellow, you ignore him. It should be greater than 1. Greater than 1 sailor should be there in every rating level. Greater than 1 sailor should be there. You observe this. Select rating, minimum age. In rating, in every rating level, the minimum age sailor. I want the minimum age sailor from sailors where age is greater than 18. Their age should be greater than 18. So, only those sailors whose age is greater than 18 are considered. Whose age is greater than 18 are considered. This 16 Jorba is not considered. This Jorba is 16 years. He is 16 years old. This row is not considered. Why this row is not considered? I am specifying where age should be greater than 18. He is only 16 years and this row is not considered. Okay. And you are grouping on rating. Grouping on rating means 7 and 7 are grouped. 7 and 7 are grouped. Is that group count is greater than 1? Yes. 7, 7. There are 2. Count is 2. Is it greater than 1? Yes. Now it is considered. Now that row is considered. Here your hang 7, here is your hang 7. The count, the group count, the group count is greater than 1. Yeah, it is greater than 1. Then you consider minimum. You consider minimum age of the person. This 7 and this 7. The minimum age is 35 and hence you got 735. 1. Next one is 1. Do you have any more 1? No. You are having only 1. So count is 1. The count is group count is 1. The group's count is 1. Is 1 is greater than 1? No. And hence this 1 is not considered. Now you come to the 8. Here you are hang 8. Here you are hang 8. Is the group count is greater than 1? Yes, count is greater than 1 because it is 2. 8 and 8, it is 2. There are 2 persons and hence the count is greater than 1. This is being considered. This is being considered. In this, the minimum age. Minimum age is 25.5 and hence you got a rating is 8 and age is 25.5. It is 25.5. And next you take 10. 10, there is only one person. The second person is eliminated. Why it is eliminated? His age is not greater than 18. This is eliminated. There is only one person. This Rusty 10, he is only one person. And hence, is the count greater than 1? No, it is 1. 1 is greater than 1 is false. And hence, the 10 is eliminated. 10 is not considered. 7 already completed. You take 9. Any more 9s? No. So count of that 9 group is only one person, only 1 9. And hence, this is not considered. You take 3. Yeah. The group 3, what is the count of group 3? It is 2. Count of group 3 is 2. 2 is greater than 1? Yes. Then minimum age, you pick up the minimum age of these 2. That is 325 point something. So 325.5. You get this. Okay. Please go through that question and query. I'll demonstrate with SQL, structured query language. It is not with the PPT. Now I am demonstrating with PPT. Now later directly we go with the SQL, structured query language, Oracle database. We open Oracle database and we will I'll demonstrate all the examples practically. I'm proceeding to the next question. You observe here your question is find each red boat. Find the number of reservations for this boat. For each red boat, how many reservations happened? This is being done with the help of joins. Boats and reservations are joined. As a reservation count. Here, red boats, how many reservations? For each red boat, how many reservations happened? First, we try to understand the question. For each red boat, how many reservations happen? The red boat is 102 is a red boat. 102 is a red boat. 104 is a red boat. For each red boat, how many reservations happened? So 102. For 102, 1, 2, 3. 3 reservations happened. 102, 102, 102. For 102, why I am picking up 102? It is a red boat. For 102, how many reservations happened? 3 reservations. For 102, 3 reservations happened. Red boat is 104 is also a red boat. For 104, how many reservations happened? 1, 2. 2 reservations happened. So for 104, 2 reservations happened. I want this. For each red boat, how many reservations happened? That is the question. Select boat ID, count of asterisk. For time being, you forget about this. Count of asterisk, boat ID, count of asterisk from boats reservation R. From boats B reservation R. This is being called as a B and this is being called as an R. I'm using join operation. R dot boat ID equals to B dot boat ID. R dot boat ID should be equals to B dot boat ID. And B dot color should be red. B dot color is red. B dot color is red means this. And R dot boat ID should be equals to B dot boat ID. This 102 gets connected with this 102. This 102 gets connected with this 102. You observe here. The 102 is getting connected with this 102. Red boats. This 102 gets connected with this 102. This 102 gets connected with this 102. This 102 gets connected with this 102. Where R dot boat ID equals to B dot boat ID. R dot boat ID and B dot boat ID should be same, and B dot color should be red. B dot color should be red. And hence I'm picking up only red rows. 104 got connected with 104. This 104 got connected with this 104. Fine. Now what happens? Group by boat ID. When I use group by boat ID, the common boat IDs will be grouped. The common boat IDs will be grouped. The common boat IDs is 102, 102 and 102. The common boat IDs are grouped 102, 102 and 102. These three rows became a group. And when I say count, the count in that group are 3. When I say count, the count in that group are 3. So 102, the count is 3. This 104 and this 104 became a group. You don't have any more 104s. The count of 104s are 2. 104 count is nothing but 2. You get 2. So this is the output you get. So these two are the red boards. 3 reserved for 102 board, 2 reserved for 104 board, and these two are red boards. Please go through this query. We proceed to the next concept. Here, the concept what we are going to discuss is similar to the concept which we discussed earlier. Find average age of sailors for each rating level that has at least 2 sailors. In each rating level, there should be at least 2 sailors. Then only you find the average. For each rating level, there should be at least 2 sailors. Means more than 1 sailor. At least 2 sailors should be there. Then only you find the average. For example, 7. Here you are having 7. More than 2. More than 1. So you find the average. 1. Next one is 1. Rating 1, there is only 1. It is more than 2 you don't have. More than 1 you don't have. There is only 1%. So you just omit this fellow. You omit Brutus. You take 8 and 8. At least there should be 2. More than 1. At least 2 means more than 1. So here there are 2, and hence you find the average of this age average. Coming to the 10 and 10, yeah, and hence you need to find the average of this 10. Average of 10, you need to find the average of 10. Here in the output you need to consider 10. Because at least there should be 2 sailors, the average of this. So it may be 25.5 or so. What is that? Average age. You need to find the average age of this. Here 10 is 35 and this 10 is 16. It comes to 51, 51.5 or so. So it comes to 25.25. The average, it becomes 25.25. 25.25 or so, the average. Fine. And here you got 9. 9 is only 1 9 is there. You don't have 2 persons with the 9 rating, and hence you omit. Coming to 3, there are more than 1, and hence you find the average. Here what we are doing, select rating, average of SH, average of SH. For time being, you forget about this portion, you forget about this. From sailor says group by rating. Similar ratings will be grouped, having count of that group should be greater than 1. If the group contains only 1, that row is omitted, it is ignored. The count of that group should be greater than 1. Coming to the 7 group, you are having 1 and here 1. There are 2 7s, and hence the group it can be considered. The count is greater than 1, yes. And coming to the next case, Brutus case, there is only 1 person. 1 is greater than 1 is false, and hence that is totally ignored. So at least if you are having 2 persons, then you find the average of those 2 persons and display the rating as well as the average age of the person. This is the question. Once you go through this question, In this class, we had a discussion on aggregate functions. That is sum, average, max, min, count. These are the 5 aggregate functions. And we came to know what is grouping on common attributes. Generally, on common attribute, we group. On grouped rows, if you want to have a condition, if you want to have a check, we use the having clause. This is what we discussed in this class. We come out with a new topic in the next class. Right, students, thank you. Have a wonderful day.